We're on to our third European competition of the season, and the league is only, one game deep. So it's getting interesting, but we're into a group stage game of the Europa Conference League, which is still potentially one of the worst named competitions in history. But, roll the intro. Hello and all, welcome back to the NK Maribor save. I am Cultured Leftfoot. It's a pleasure to have you with me, and we are keeping this rolling. This will potentially, there may be a video tomorrow, but this could be the last video before Christmas. So Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope everybody is having a great time and it's as good as it can be in the different circumstances all around the globe. Obviously, I'm not being able to see any of my family on Christmas because I'm in Singapore and I can't go back to the UK and then come back to Singapore. So yes, it's the first Christmas without really seeing anyone ever over Christmas. Just to put it in perspective for you all, I haven't seen my family since September 2019. So it's been quite a while. But anyway, it's a game. It's Football Manager. It's definitely a game. Yes. We're playing football. We lost to Victor Pilsner 3-2 in the first leg, and then we did 3-3 in the second leg on camera. We beat Alumji 3-1 after that, after deadline day had finished. Bernardi getting 2 penalties, and Mitrovic with the goal as well. And we beat Bravo 1-0, Luka Zahovic scoring on the 38th minute. And today we take on Djurgården from Sweden, who are coming over to Slovenia to play some football. And then we're going to be taking on Olimpia Ljubljana as well. So there's not been any more transfers. There's not been anything like that because deadline day has been and gone. But in the Europa Conference League Group E, we're going to be taking on Djurgårdens. I don't know how you pronounce the A with the little O above it. So it might be like Djurgårdens. I don't know. I can't speak Swedish. Believe it or not, I can't speak Swedish. But, yeah, we'll be taking them on in today's game. We have been messing around with quite a lot of things in the backroom staff area. Training-wise, I've now sorted out all my mentoring groups. So you can see we've got Martin Milek, the right back, as a team leader, leading 3 players who are a lot younger, all defensive players that I wanted to be around him. He's going to have a significant effect on everyone else. No, he's going to get no effects from anybody else, and they're all going to have significant effects of being part of the group. Same on this one as well. So we've got Reni Mirhilek in there, 33-year-old team leader. He's got the 2 Ivorians in there, Brahimi Otora and Jean Gene's in there. Again, they're having a light influence on the group, but he's having significant, and they're going to get significantly influenced by him. And why have I picked these 2 players? First off, they are the team leaders. They're going to have the biggest impact on the group. They've got good stats I like. He's a professional personality, and he shoots from distance, and I would quite like both of these guys to potentially pick up that trait because I'm training them both to play as a shadow striker, which is something I'm very keen to dive into and tell you that in a minute. But generally, yeah, I'm hoping they'll affect their balance. They'll become a little bit more professional by learning with him. You never really know. And in this one, Martin Milek is balanced, which isn't the best in terms of personality. According that we've got determined, sporting, and determined. But again, it's not going to be that detrimental if they become balanced. Martin Milek in here as well. No, has no player traits, but I'm just hoping that his general all-round professionalness, even though he did have a ban for doping, which I've been reading up on about it. It's not cut and dry. There's a lot of bad things. Like, it's not just he definitely did drugs. It was a little bit different. But yes, so we're looking at Rock Mayher as well. Is in with him our 20-year-old central midfielder. We have Vesterberg, the guy who actually we signed from Djurgården, funnily enough, for 150k. He's coming along. He needs to improve quite a lot. And then Lucas Bejga, who's on loan from Man United, who, to be fair, isn't brilliant, but I'm quite excited to see what he can do, given the fact we're not paying anything for him. We're just paying half of his, or all of his wages, but no money. I would quite like to see what he becomes, and if he could become a stalwart at Maribor if we can potentially get him at the end of his contract, but I'm not too sure. So I've done the mentoring groups. I've gone in and set up everybody's individual training so that they're training in what I think they need practice on. So, for example, we have Joel Pereira training as a sweeper keeper, and he is focusing on distribution for long distribution because his throwing out is 8 and his kicking is 15, so his kicking is pretty good. But if you don't know how training works, this is what it does. So everything that you are training in fact, if we go in here and go development on training, it's much easier to see it. So sweeper keeper support is everything in green that's being trained because of being on sweeper keeper support training, which is rushing out, reflexes, passing, one-on-ones, handling, first touch, communication, command of area, aerial reach. All of these things are green on them. And then his additional focus for long distribution is focusing on his throwing and his kicking. Obviously, I'm more doing that to get his throwing up to where I want it to be, because I like to start with the goalkeeper throwing the ball out, generally to the fullbacks or to a playmaker in that way. So we've gone through, and I've done that for absolutely everybody. So another one, just very quickly, Amir Darisovic, we're getting him to play. His training is set to deep line playmaker on support, so that he's focusing on his teamwork, his work rate, his off the ball, his passing, the stats I want him to improve on, his balance and composure generally. But then we've also got him on ball control, so that we're upping his technique. We're really focusing on his first touch and his dribbling as well, because I'd like to allow him to bring the ball forward with a bit of technical prowess rather than sort of bumbling along like Titus Bramble used to do when he brought the ball out from the back. Again, we've now got Shadow Striker training on quite a few people. The main ones will be Brihim, Atara and Nguisen. So if we look at Otada here, we'll get him a Shadow Striker. We've got him a bit more learning ball control. I want that technique, that first touch and that dribbling to go up as a Shadow Striker. I probably could get him to focus all out on finishing, but I think that's going to naturally go up anyway with how his age, his potential and things like that. Now, Nguisen's an interesting one. We're getting him to learn a complete new role in Shadow Striker. However, when you actually look at what is needed as a Shadow Striker, which is easier to do in the profile page, if we click it into attacking midfielder, can I do it in here? Attributes, you can force it to show you how highlights key, that's it, highlight attributes key role. So attacking role, note midfield role, attacking midfield, a Shadow Striker, that's what I want, Shadow Striker on attack. He has, other than finishing, all the stats you need to be a Shadow Striker. He can pass, he's got good technique, work rate, off the ball, decisions, concentration, composure, anticipation, all of these are looking pretty damn good. So in terms of his training, we're getting him focusing on shooting to get that finishing up to where we want it to be. His technique's already pretty good, his long shots are pretty good, so I'm hoping that going forward we can rotate him and Otara in the Shadow Striker roles. But that's a bit of the background stuff I've been doing in the background. All that stuff I do myself. I don't like to delegate it to coaches when I'm playing a proper game of Football Manager. On stream, I'll let the assistant managers generally deal with it all, because we just want to progress the game and have a chat and stuff like this. But in my own long-term saves, this is what we go for. And that has led to us playing this now tactic. It is a gegenpressing style, because this is our attacking formation, where we have a goalkeeper, 3 at the back, so we've got very good centre-backs at the club, a wing-back on attack on the right, wing-back on support on the left, so we're a little bit lopsided when we attack, but that also is why we have a box-to-box midfielder on this side, because if the wing-back gets caught out, he'll be up and down, up and down, up and down, trying to cover. A normal central midfielder who's got a bit of free roaming to do, but, well, not free roaming in terms of position, but covering to do when the box-to-box is up and down. But we've got this set so he will pass directly to the strikers, he'll try and take a few more risks, he'll dribble less and he'll hold position. It's basically a central midfielder that I've then adapted to play as if it's a playmaker, but I don't want it to be, because I've been watching the match engine, right? I've been watching the match engine a lot during this save, and I have the feeling that when you have someone listed as a playmaker, your other players on the pitch try to get the ball to him more often. And I think that can be detrimental to a tactic at times. So keep an eye on it in your save as well. And if you think I'm talking a load of bollocks, just write it down in the comments. Dave, you're an idiot, you're talking a load of bollocks. Anyway, then we have a 3-pronged attack. We have a Shadow Striker that's going to move further forward, move into the channel and roam from his position. So they're going to be all the way across this sort of middle space in between the midfielders and the strikers. And then hopefully moving into the channels and get further forward allows them to jump in between when the pressing forward is out doing his pressing, and can also get in these gaps in here. The pressing forward is moving into the channels, closing down more, tackling harder, standard pressing forward. We haven't changed anything with that. And the advanced forward is getting further forward. That is Luka Zahovic. He will be our main output for goals. He's the man that's spearheading the attack, trying to get the chances to put us in the lead. 3 centre-backs, so we have them all on pass it shorter and take fewer risks, so just try and move the ball to the wing-backs and into midfield. On cover, again, it's the same, pass it shorter and take fewer risks, and the left-sided centre-back is on the same as well. The goalkeeper has nothing. I'm quite tempted to put him basically to do nothing, like basically take fewer risks. In fact, I'm going to take fewer risks, ease off tackles as a goalkeeper. I'm going to put it on there live. Wing back, not doing too much, and the wing back on the right, he's a normal wing back on attack, apart from we told him, hug the touchline. That's what your job is. Your job is to hug that touchline, get out of the way, and be an option on the right-hand side. We're playing positive, pass into space, play out defence, high tempo, fairly narrow. Take short kicks, distribute to centre-backs, counter-press, high defensive line, high line of engagement, and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. That is the standard gegenpressing style. We're going to adapt it depending on what happens in the game. I've been talking long enough about all this nonsense. Let's get into the fixture. I'll pick the squad, and we'll be back for kickoff. Okay, so this is how we're lining up for the game. Pilic in goal, Martinovic, Stojanovic and Mitrovic at the back. Mitrovic. Why did I say Mitrovic? Mitrovic at the back. Milek and Sturm are the wing backs. Verhovec, Drivosic in the middle. Utada, Brunori and Zahovic starting up front. On the bench, Marosa, Matko, Svetlin, Mihilek and Grisen, Bejga and Pereira as well. And a very, very attacking bench. I mean, it does mean we miss out on wingers. We have lots of formations to choose from as well. We've got this, we've got the 4-2-4 still for when we really need a goal, and we do have a sort of more counter-attacking formation where we play with wing backs and wingers, so we may see that at some point in today's game. Hopefully, when we get a couple of goals up, that's what we can go for, because it would be very, very useful. So, as you can see, there is no changes from the last match where we did get a win against Bravo. We actually played very, very well in that game as well. So I'm going to pump the fist and say, we're at home. Give the fans something. Give the fans something today. We need to stamp our mark in Europe, and we haven't really done that so far. It's been a mixed bag. We are playing on extended highlights, and we are playing on the TV camera, and yeah, it's going to be hopefully a good step into the Europa Conference League, a competition that I feel like we should be getting out of the group, but I'm also probably not going to be too annoyed if we don't, because it is a third-rate European competition, and I don't think we're expected to do too much in it. I do need to go and check what the board suggests we should do, actually. As well, Djurgården are passing the ball around rather nicely out to Edwards, who is one of their key players. Great ball through. What a save from Pilic as well. We couldn't quite keep it, prevent it from going behind for a corner. Do you know what? We're at home. Let's go for it. Let's go up to attacking straight away. Wiltshire will have the corner for Djurgården. Then it goes Stojanovic, heads it away. Now we've got three very tall centre backs. We've got a 6'4", 6'2", and 6'4" in all three roles. So we should not really concede from set pieces, having all three of them on the pitch at the same time. So 15 minutes gone, it's all pretty even. XG's 0.08 v 0.07. We've had 2 shots, none on target. They've had one shot, one on target, the one that Piric saved in the last highlight. But it's been pretty quiet, to be honest. So Milek is there, puts a cross in. Wiltshire gets it away. Sturm is following up in the left wing-back position, lays it back. Drivosic cuts it across. Milek, can he get a shot off? He does, it's blocked, and well, we should, yeah. We keep the 3 centre-backs back to make sure we don't get caught on the counter-attack. But that's pushed our XG into the lead. That's a poor clearance. Milek has done well to intercept that into Brunori. Brunori gets into the box. He's just a bit short of options. Cuts it back for Hovek. Shot. Great save from Bravet in goal for Djurgårdens for the Swedish team. For Hovek with the corner. And it goes. Oh, the new formation hasn't transferred over the corner set pieces that I've got, so I need to do that. Brahima comes forward. Wiltshire with a good tackle, but maybe we are just starting to tick into a bit of rhythm now. Une Larsson with a free kick into Wiltshire, taking it short. He's up against Drivosic, who just holds him up. Karlstrom out to Edwards, and they've got quite a bit of space on the wing here. Banda gives it into Augustinsson. I mean, I've just made that name up. Augenstein definitely isn't his name, but that doesn't matter, because we've won it back. We put it forward to Brunori, and he's only got Zahovic with company, but Brunori's in, and he's absolutely shanked his shot. Unbelievably bad finish from the Italian, on loan from Juventus, who you would imagine would be good at scoring chances like that. Augustinsson, whose name, it should be an easy name to pronounce, and I still can't do it. If that's the end of that highlight, that was shocking. Free kick, Augustinsson. Again, straight into the wall. This time it's picked up by Karlstrom, and that's an extended highlight, that. Hitting a free kick straight into the wall. Brilliant. Okay, so half-time. We've had the better of the XG by quite a considerable margin, but it's not brilliant. You guys said you wanted to see a bit more of like how I would change things when we go into it. So again, I'm going to go in and look at straight away average position. So with the ball, we've got our 3 at the back. We've got sort of these 4 across the midfield, and then 1 and 1, and it's maybe all a little bit too spread out. Defensively, we are keeping a very good shape, actually, defensively. I'm very happy with that, because that's pretty good. So if we have a look at now Djurgården, where can we potentially exploit them? So they're pushing quite a high line, which is interesting. We could play a bit more direct and try and go over the top of that high line. And they've got gaps in midfield. We should be able to exploit this big hole here. That's where Otada should be really picking up picking up the ball, to be honest. And then without the ball defensively, yeah, they sort of drop back. In fact, they're not playing a high line, are they, when they don't have the ball? That's quite compact. I still feel like we should be able to exploit the middle a bit more. This guy here, number 24, he's remaining quite high. He is remaining quite high, and if you look at us with the ball, we've got a bit of a gap, but the 3 at the back should be fine to cover that. I'm wondering if we actually make Sternovic a stopper, so he actually comes out to meet the ball. I'm actually wondering if we sacrifice one of the centre-backs and put on a holding midfielder, just to cover that gap. Because I think that defensively we're not doing too bad, actually. We're not doing too bad. Otada maybe then... Yeah, he's not really roaming from a central position like I want him to. I was hoping we'd maybe see him maybe out here a little bit more on the left. But, okay, so there's not too much that we can take from that. I guess if we look at shots, where are our shots coming from? So, shots off target. We're sort of, yeah, we may be shooting from a bit close range, to be honest. Yeah, okay, and it's not actually our strikers that are having... The strikers have had shots off target, so Luka Zahovic had one that went over. Djurgården I don't think of having too much, so in the box, from outside the box, yeah, I'm not too worried about their chances. The 3 at the back, I think, forces them to shoot from range, which I'm not too worried about, to be honest. Scoring chances, neither have had... Well, we've not had anything like that, and they've not had anything really. Obviously, I've left something ticked on here for shots. I have. There we go. And is there anyone... No mistakes. No mistakes from us. No interceptions missed from them. Yeah, so it's been a pretty sort of bang average game at the moment. Our heat map is where we're obviously playing out from the back. We might be putting it into a few too many channels. There's not enough. There's not enough in terms of getting it in the box. And you can see from, well, Djurgårdens are very much out on the wing and focusing down the wing. So I'm not 100% sure about what we can really do with that information. Let's get into the tactics. And remember, you guys asked for this. You guys asked to see more of this sort of stuff. I'm wondering if we go... We'll pass it into space. Let's get it forward quickly, slightly more direct. Whipping crosses in shouldn't make a difference, but it should allow us to try and at least hit the strikers on the sort of on the ground. That's what I'm thinking. We can go a little bit wider. I think we were a little bit too central. We've got 3 centre backs, so you can give it to them. In fact, let's go just straight quickly. Go over. So if we're hitting on the counter, catch the ball over their defence. That's what we're going to go for in this one. And we'll stick with that. We're going to take Otada. If he's not roaming from positions, I won't try and encourage it. Rather than roamed across, I'd rather he got into the channels to actually give us passing options. So we'll go with that. Into the dressing room then. And hands on hips. We're not doing badly at all. If we play well, we will win it. And I think there we go. There's a lot more to come. There's a lot more to come, and attackers, there's definitely a lot more to come from you guys. So let's get into the second half and see if those little tweaks actually make any changes. You'll notice that I didn't really pay attention to player ratings and stuff because I thought we were actually doing generally okay. As you can see, yes, a couple of 6.4s, but nothing too much to worry about. Wiltry puts it in. It's down to Eriksson. Eriksson for Djurgården into the box where he's had a free run at goal. Good save from Piric. And they get the first chance of the second half. It's gone in the box again. Djurgården is there, but Ahima looks to launch it over to Zahovic, and that's the counter-attack of that high line. Zahovic is there, and it's a good save from Bratvit again. Zahovic not having his best game at the moment. Free kick, Vahovec takes it short to Brahima. Brahima shot from range over the bar. Not a bad little effort, 57 minutes in. I'm just wondering, we're having the better of the game now. We are giving up possession an awful lot. So I'm thinking that we are going to actually try and... We're going to try and change that. Because we're having the better of the game, and I think we can now dominate possession. Mitrovic is going to come off, and he's actually going to be replaced by Nguyen. And we are going to go with a holding midfielder on... Defence midfielder on defend in there. We'll take Stojanovic off that. Vahovec can drop in there, I think. Yeah, Vahovec's the person I want in there. And we'll change you and get you on the ball as a playmaker. And we're going to see if this does make a difference. I want to be an advanced playmaker. You're more of an attacking player. Advanced playmaker on support. And we're going to see if it does put the ball in towards Nguyen. And just because we're going a little bit more attacking with a holding midfielder, we're actually going to... drop Milek down, and that's my door. I'll be right back. So we're also going to drop down the tempo ever so slightly and play slightly shorter passing. See if we can keep it a bit. See if we can work it forward. I feel like giving up the possession is hindering us in that first half. So we'll make those changes and get the game back underway and see if it makes a difference. So throwing Sturm on the left into Brahima. Brahima is fouled, and it could be a second yellow. It is for Karlstrom. He's off. Get him off. 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes to go. Free kick. Vahovec over it. Swings it in. Edwards heads it away. Brahima has got time. Gets a shot off. It's deflecting wide. Stojanovic puts it back in, but Bratviet makes a good save. Let's just let's encourage them as we're a man up. Encourage. Okay, with 15 minutes to go, we are dominating the game. We're not really getting back into it with possession-wise, but we're going to make a double substitution. Zahovic off for Marosa and Branori off for Matko. And we're going to go 2 up front with 2 advanced forwards. We're going to try and utilise their pace of both of them coming on. Sturm not having a good game at left-back. We're going to bring on Svetlin actually at left back. No, not because I've used up all my substitutions. How many times do I do that live on camera? Ridiculously embarrassing. Yeah, 10 minutes to go. The shot count is going up, but unfortunately they seem to be from range. So we're going to work it into the box for the last 10 minutes. We're going to try and get that sort of perfect goal, I guess, that we need. It's not been ideal. Vahovec's actually had a really good game in the holding midfield. It's sort of like a wing-back diamond formation, isn't it? It's interesting, but with 2 minutes to go in injury time, you could argue we've deserved to win it. Our XG's just gone up to 1.02. Last 15 seconds of the game, Drivasic into Marosa. Sturm picks up. He's got a lot of space in front of him, Sturm. Can he get past his man? He's still going. Sturm puts a cross in, and it's easy for the keeper. And that's it. It's 0-0, which I'm not too annoyed about. I think I saw shoots of positivity we can take out of it. It does sort of open your eyes to say that if our strikers aren't on form, then we really aren't performing. I'm just going to say unlucky. I think we deserved a goal. It's annoying we didn't get it, but yeah, it's just annoying, isn't it? It's annoying. That's Football Manager for you. How hard is it to be under such significant pressure from most of the match and still hold on to the belief that you would emerge with something to show your efforts? I am pleased with how hard we made it for Djurgården to take advantage of their superiority. Were they superiority? We had more shots, same amount of shots on target. Yeah, they had more possession, but we're too cautious. No, I don't have too many clear thoughts right now. It was quite an intense match to watch. We'll have to analyse it. We worked hard on our defensive structure. I think we're going to say that, which is a little bit negative. But I don't feel like they absolutely dominated. Hibs lost to Qarabag. We get 57.57k for the draw, so it's not all bad. But yeah, we'll be back for the game against Olimpia Ljubljana in 3 days' time. Okay, so we're back for the derby day. Vicini derby, I think it is. Is it Vicenzi derby or something like that? It's a historic derby. It does have a name. I don't know why it isn't saying... Oh, there it is. Yeah, the Vecni derby. If someone could let me know in the comments what that means, that would be very happy. I'd be delighted to know more about it, to know what that means. But we're going to go into the game. They're suggesting we go to balance. Definitely not doing that. If anything, we'll probably go more attacking. I'll sort out the team because this is still the same lineup that we picked for the last game, and we'll be right back. Okay, so just a couple of changes. Mitrovic is going to go into the middle, and he's actually going to play as a stopper so that we go and close this space down a little bit more. But then playing a 4-4-2 may cause us some issues, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. We are starting with shorter passing and working the ball into the box. We've dropped down our line of engagement ever so slightly, and we're distributing it to the flanks to try and get the wing-backs involved very quickly, actually. Let's try and do that on the counter and see if we can do it. I want to dominate a bit more possession in this sort of game than we did against Djurgården and go a bit further. And Greason comes in and the shadow striker role, and the bench has changed ever so slightly, but it's not too much. Vahovek's in ahead of Vahovek and Filler come in to replace the central midfielders who are a little bit tired after the game in Europe. As you can see, there's not huge tactical familiarity, which won't be helping us with this. But we're gonna go with it. And I've been playing out of position, lacks tactical familiarity. Yeah. All a concern, all noted, duly noted. But as I said, we are going to use the league games as a bit of a barometer for new tactics, find out what works, what doesn't work, and hopefully it actually allows us to then use those tactics that we've learned and we're working on in Europe. It's a big day. I love these days. I always look forward to them. And I'll treat it as if I would any other fixture by doing things and making key decisions when I can. But they're not on brilliant form. 2 draws and 3 losses in the last 5. They do have a pretty solid team still in the league. We have 2 wins and 3 draws from our last 5 apparently, which is interesting. I'm going to say that's all competitions. But we've got a lot riding on this. We need Olympia Ljubljana are bottom. Wow, this game has draw written all over it according to the commentary. But we're playing in our nice purple kit. They're in their green kit. Let's get into the game, because this episode could already be quite a long one with all the spiel I did before and the fact we're doing 2 games in it with extended highlights as well. So it is Olympia Ljubljana that get us underway, and we'll be back to report on the game. So it's Ljubljana on the ball. Tomek has it. He's being forced backwards a bit. Valencic has it, and Ostadic. They've got a bit of space on the wings, which is always to be expected when you're playing wing backs rather than wingers and full backs. As that goes in, there's the header, straight at Piric, easy save, clutches it to his chest, and their fans sounded their appreciation. We're going to go up to attacking again. If they're in bad form, I feel like we could take advantage of that and go to attacking. I really want a 3 at the back formation to work. I feel like it may hinder us a bit too much, to be honest, because we've got enough attacking talent going forward. So it is something we're going to have to work on, I think, because you see it's not working. It's annoying, this formation, because it either creates a lot of good chances or it doesn't create enough and doesn't work. So we may have to go back to the 4-2-3-1. We'll see. Throw in to Olympia Ljubljana into Tomek back to Smee. He goes over the top. That should be easy for Piric, and we can encourage those sorts of passes all day long. Stojanovic into Piric. And again, the 3 at the back formation seems to make us so defensively solid. It's part of the reason I don't want to get rid of it. But in the league, we really don't need to be that defensively solid. We should be scoring, outscoring, and getting lots of goals. Vahovek, and Greason try to feed it back to Zahovic. It's then Greason again. His shot's blocked. Filler, Milek. And this is the problem with work the ball into the box. They're trying so hard for the perfect opportunity, but Greason doesn't take it past Vidmar, and that's why we're training him on finishing. Bosic over the ball with the free kick into Valencic, who's really under pressure. We're not being able to get to that one. Bayaki gives it away back to Bosic. Ball across Ivanovic. What a header from range that was. Just goes past the post. 40 minutes gone. 0-0. And XG is pretty even. And there is one last highlight, I think, just before half-time. As Vahovek has... Well, what's he given here? Matt Djurg is giving Vahovek the yellow card. He's protesting his innocence. 1 minute of injury time. Bosic... Can Olympia Ljubljana, or are Olympia Ljubljana, I don't want them to, but are they going to win it? Not win it, they're going to get a goal just before half time. Referee is checking VAR, I think. But nothing, it's going to stand. The goal is going to stand. And they do go 1-0 up just before half time. Bosic swings it into Valencic. It was a shot, it was blocked. He looked well offside, but obviously wasn't, because VAR is in play in Slovenia. But yeah, we've been outplayed in that first half. Drastic changes are coming. So drastic changes, we're going 4-2-3-1. We are bringing on 3 substitutes. So Brunori is substituted for Pozek Vankas. Vahovek comes off to be replaced by Matko, and one of the 3 centre-backs is replaced by an attack midfielder in Mahilek. And Greason drops to the playmaker role. Filler plays the Mazzala. Let's go out and get some goals. Let's go out there and get some blooming goals, because that was a dreadful first half. 1-0 down against our big rivals. I'm expecting it to be very different in this second half. And straight away we've won a corner. So from that kickoff highlight, we have won a corner here. And Mahilek will have it, swings it in towards that near post. Pozek Vankas heads it away, or can't get there. And Greason is in the box, dinks it in. Matko can't get his head on it either, but a positive start straight away. Vidmar takes it short to Smee. Smee goes long, won the header. Pozek Vankas picks it up. I think It looks like in FM20 you can't get away with playing without wingers. Filler got shocked and again, and Ivanovic will clear this one away. Yeah, I think wingers are too strong. It looks like wide forwards and attacking midfielders are a bit overpowered in Football Manager 21, so we'll have to potentially use those to our advantage, I guess. Goal kick, playing out from the back, Peric to Stojanovic, up to Nguisen, back to Martinovic, trying to keep the ball. We're giving up a lot of possession. I'm hoping that changes with this formation. Sturm into Pozeg Vankas, who obviously it does suit him, this formation. Into Mir Hilek, ball across, Lysakov gets it away. Nguisen, Sturm, I don't mind us passing like that, but that's what I mean. I think they're trying to force Nguisen on the ball. Matko out to Milek. Milek in a bit of space, cuts it back to Filler. Filler, ball off back post. Pozeg Vankas is there, but he's offside. It's not going to count. It's not going to count, but it's much more encouragement and encouraging to see the team play like this. And we may have to bring off Zahovic, who looks like he's going through a poor bit of form at the moment. Milek was there. It was flown in, and Filler put it across. Vankas with a header. Has this been disallowed? Or has it been allowed by VAR? It still says 1-1. Filler put it in. That didn't look offside with that foot. The goal has stood 1-1. Yeah, good. I've never seen a goal allowed due VAR. Wow, incredible. So we are definitely getting back into the game with this sort of formation, but Zahovic is going to be the next man off for Marosa up front. And then we are going to make a change at the back as well. Sturm is not playing well. Vesterberg is going to come on for him. We're actually going to do, if we've got enough, I think that's all of our subs, yeah. So we'll leave Milek on and we'll bring Vesterberg on at left back, which is a risk. He's not left-footed. He's not brilliantly technical. He'll be good in the air, but we just got to hope that we sort of don't give him the ball too often. Filler out to Pozeg Vankas. Vankas is running at the defence. Good tackle from Tomek. Smee gets it away. Vukasic gets there first, annoyingly, but great tracking back from Matko. Matko goes long up to Marosa. He's got no real support, though. He's got to do it all on his own. Ball in. Vankas with a header over the bar. 20 minutes to go, and we're creeping back into this one. Throw in. Mir Hilek picks it up. Filler. Matko. There's Milek on the overlap. Milek lays it back. Mir Hilek tries to put it in. Filler's there on the rebound. It goes past the post. Not long left. Coming down to about 5 minutes to go. We have created chances, but we're not creating brilliant chances for goal scoring opportunities. And can we nick it at the end? Vesterberg throws it in. Mir Hilek is tackled, but it's cleared away. What a hit that is from Filler. Oh my word, what a save. A fantastic hit from well outside the box, and it's been put behind, and it'll be Mir Hilek with the corner. He's going to try and put this one in towards Matko, headed down, and Nguisen with a hit. It's hit the post. Oh, and Nguisen hit a wonderful volley, and it's hit the post, and Vidmar bounced on it, and you feel like that's going to be it. And I feel like we could have won it at the end. Tomak into Begic. Begic much better in a 4-2-3-1. It's the three at the back is over. We're not messing around and dicking around with that anymore. But we could have won it. We could have won it. I'm gonna say hands on hips. I'm unlucky because I feel like it was unlucky. I don't think Ljubljana did anything. They did anything in that second half. It's none of their business why I didn't sub off Milek. It's because I ran out of substitutes. That's why. We'll send the assistant to that one. And yeah, well, there you go. So we probably won't come back for every Conference League game. We'll come back for the game against Qarabag. And then we'll do, well, depending on how the group's looking, we might have to do those last two games against Djurgården and Hibs. But yeah, we'll come back against Qarabag for the next one. Apologies if this episode is a little bit too long, but if you got this far, leave me a comment down below that just says, I don't know, Merry Christmas. Why not? Merry Christmas. But yes, on that note, everybody, I hope everyone has a really, really good Christmas. I hope you all enjoy it. Spend time with your families as much as you possibly can. And enjoy it. Have a great time. Eat lots, drink lots if you enjoy a good drink at Christmas. I sure do. And I'll see you all very, very soon. But thank you so much for watching. For now, I'm out. Cheers.